All right, shalom, shalom, shalom. Hope everyone's having a fantastic evening. Let's get this truck on. What I'm gonna do is try to do a short lesson on Mystery Babylon not being America, what a lot of people teach today because of, I guess the feeling to want to be included, wants to be a part of the Bible so much that they can't believe that the Lord did not write about them inside of his holy works because Americans and modern day people are so important to God's plan of salvation for the world that he had to include them inside of his holy text, which is very, very um, arrogant to think that the Lord needed to include me or you or America or the 21st century inside of his plan of redemption for mankind. It's not great that the ancient people already fulfilled this stuff, but for some reason people feel like in order for the Bible to be relevant to them, they have to be included inside of it. So what I'm here to do is to show that you, nor me, nor anyone in the 21st century was included inside of this spiritual work, but we do reap the benefits from it. So I'm going to show with proof, because can't nobody tell you who Mystery Babylon is. They make up a whole lot of speculations to tell who Mystery Babylon is. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you without a shadow of a doubt who Mystery Babylon is, which would be first century Jerusalem. Okay, so let's go to a great end times prophecy found in Daniel 9. Daniel 9, 24 through 27. And I'm going to teach y'all this. 70 weeks are decreed for your people in your holy city. So this is Daniel. It's told to Daniel that there was going to be 77 sabbatical years that was going to be decreed upon for his people, Israel, and his holy city. The holy city is Jerusalem. It's not America, okay? It's not America. This is about Jerusalem and the people at Jerusalem, the Israelites that will be at Jerusalem at this time period, right? Daniel is already in the Babylonian captivity. Jerusalem had already been destroyed by Babylon and Nebuchadnezzar. So this is going to be a future tense time where something similar was going to happen like it happened in the days that Babylon destroyed Jerusalem. So now, 70 weeks are decreed for your people and your holy city to finish the transgression, to put an end to sin, and to atone for iniquity, to bring in everlasting righteousness, to seal both vision and prophet, and to anoint a most holy place. If you guys don't know what that is, that was the new covenant promise, which was he was going to forget sins and etc. So he's going to put an end to sin, atone for iniquity, bring in everlasting righteousness, seal vision and prophet, which means after this time period, no more vision and prophecies dealing with Israel. So that's the fulfillment of all prophecy right there. So according to Daniel, the vision was 7 sabbatical years, 70 groups of 7 or the sabbatical years was going to be determined for Israel and the city. Okay, so now verse 25. Know therefore and understand from the time that the word went out to restore and rebuild Jerusalem. This Daniel 9, look it up in your Bible, 25. He's talking about Jerusalem. And rebuild Jerusalem until the time of an anointed prince. There should be 7 weeks, and for 62 weeks it shall be built again. It shall be built again. What is it? Jerusalem. with streets and moat. But in a troubled time, after the 62 weeks, an anointed one shall be cut off and shall have nothing. And the troops of the prince who is to come shall destroy the city. Sorry about that. Shall destroy the city and the sanctuary. What is the city? Jerusalem. Notice it's not America. They're not talking about America right there. They're not talking about New York right there. In Daniel's prophecy, he's talking about Jerusalem. Shall destroy the city and the sanctuary. Don't forget, he's sitting in the Babylonian captivity where the city and the sanctuary had already been destroyed by King Nebuchadnezzar. So he's talking about a future time period where this was going to happen again. Daniel didn't even know about the rebuilding of Jerusalem and the temple until the Lord told him. He knew that from Jeremiah's prophecy, 70 years, and they was going to go back into Israel, but the details of it was left off because Jeremiah only got the 70 years and then you guys would come back. So you got Daniel's praying about the 70 years. So now it's told to him. So he didn't know exactly how it was going to all come about. He just knew that they were supposed to be freed. So now it's speaking to him that there was going to be a decree that they was going to go back and rebuild Jerusalem and restore the wall and etc. So now he's getting more details of what was told to Jeremiah. So he knows this is not talking about the time period that he's in. He knows this is talking about a future time period that this was going to happen. And it says, the prince who shall come shall destroy the city and the sanctuary. Wow. Just like Nebuchadnezzar did, this is going to happen in the future. It said, its end shall come with a flood. So that's going back to, it's piggybacking off of the Noah days, the flood of Noah, when it wiped out all of the wicked and left the righteous. So now he's saying its end. What end? The city and the sanctuary shall come with a flood. What does the flood do? Wipe out the wicked, leave the righteous. And to the end, there shall be war. So they knew now that this is talking about a war. A war. Okay? We haven't left Jerusalem. It's not about America. Now, it says until the end of the war, desolations are decreed. Think about that word, desolations. He shall make a strong covenant with many for 1 week. And for half of the week, he shall make sacrifice and offering cease. And in their place shall be an abomination that desolates. You keep hearing that desolation, desolate word. Until the decreed end is poured upon the desolator. So, notice, we have not left Jerusalem or the temple. Now, Daniel's 70 weeks is an end day prophecy. So if Daniel's 70 weeks, that end day prophecy, when visions and prophets and all that stuff was going to be sealed up, no more prophecy, Daniel put that around the destruction of the temple. He didn't put it around America. He didn't put it around EBT. He didn't put it around food, Medicaid. He didn't put it around pensions being taken away. He didn't put it around COVID vaccinations. He didn't put it around, microchips. He didn't put it around, the one word currency. He didn't put it around none of that. He put it around the destruction of the city and the temple. Okay? So if whatever you're hearing is not about the destruction of the city or the temple, it's automatically off. So now, let's go to Daniel chapter 12. So this is what Daniel 12 says, 1 and 2. At that time, Michael the great prince, the protector of your people, shall arise. There shall be a time of anguish, such as has never occurred since the nation first came into existence. But at that time, your people shall be delivered. Everyone who is found written in the book, many of those who sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake, some to everlasting life and some to shame and everlasting contempt. That is the resurrection. That is the resurrection that people say is happening at the end. Surely we all can agree, Daniel 12, 1, 2, and 3 is about the resurrection at the end. Now, let's show you where Daniel, not me, you, your elder, your preacher, your camp leader, your mentor, none of that. Your personal studies, not with any of us put this resurrection at. Let's see where Daniel puts this resurrection at. So Daniel 12, verse number 5. Then I, Daniel, looked, and the two others appeared, one standing on the bank of the stream and one on the other. One of them said to the man clothed in linen, listen to what it said, who was upstream. Listen to what it said. How long shall it be until the end of these wonders? So he done already talked about the resurrection and etc. Now, how long before the end of these wonders? Verse 7, the man clothed in linen who was upstream raised his right hand and his left hand towards heaven. And I heard him swear by the one who lives forever that it will be for a time, 2 times, and a half time. And that when the shattering of the power of the holy people comes to an end, all these things would be accomplished. So they're looking for the shattering of the power of the holy people. Now, do we believe the holy people power got shattered when this happened? Daniel 9, verse number 26. And after 62 weeks, an anointed one shall be cut off and shall have nothing. And the troops of the prince who is to come shall destroy the city and the sanctuary. Its end shall come with a flood, and to the end there shall be war. Desolations are decreed. So do we believe that's the time period when he says, and when the shattering of the power of the holy people comes to an end, all these things will be accomplished? But you might say, no. So let's keep reading. I heard, but could not understand. So I said, my Lord, what shall be the outcome of these things? So Daniel said, okay, I don't understand what you said about the timing. So tell me about the outcome then. Tell me the results. He said, go your way, Daniel, for the words are to remain secret and sealed until the time of the end. So now can we agree this is about the time of the end? Many shall be purified, cleansed, and refined, but the wicked shall continue to act wickedly. None of the wicked shall understand, but those who are wise shall understand. Verse 11. From the time that the regular burnt offering is taken away, and the abomination that desolates is set up, there shall be 1,290 days. So don't you see how the angel made the outcome of the wonders that Daniel didn't understand? You see how the angel connected that with the abomination being set up and the burnt offering taken away? Where does that occur at? Daniel chapter 9, verse number 27. He shall make a strong covenant with many for 1 week, and for half of the week he shall make sacrifice and offering cease. And in their place shall be the abomination that desolates. But the problem with people is they don't understand that verse 24 is being invoked. 70 weeks are decreed upon your people and your holy city. So this is about the people and Jerusalem, nobody else. The people and Jerusalem. So let's keep reading. Happy are those who preserve and obtain the 1,335 days. But you go your way and rest. You shall rise for your reward at the end of the days. So the angel put this around the desolation of Jerusalem and the temple. Now, when you go into the book of Revelation now, Let's see if Revelation puts it around Jerusalem, and then we can go. You go to Revelation 17. Let's read 16 and 17. And the 10 whores that you saw, they and the beast will hate the whore. They will make her desolate and naked. They will devour her with her flesh and burn her with fire. For God has put it into their hearts to carry out his purpose by agreeing to give their kingdom to the beast until the words of God will be fulfilled. They're going to hate the woman, hate the whore, and make her desolate. Where did we just read that at? Where did we read that at? Let's go. Let me see if I can find it. I turned it. My bad. Let's go right back to Daniel. Let's go right back to Daniel. It's hiding from me right now in this book. It's around here. Where you at, Daniel? Daniel's trying to hide from me like the understanding from the Americans. All right, let's go, Daniel. Where you at? All right, now. So I got a different type of Bible. My Bible is this new American Revised Bible. Okay, well, I just had Daniel. Let's see where Daniel is going to be located at. 636. There we go. Daniel chapter 9. Daniel 9, this is what it says. Verse number 26, 27. After 62 weeks, anointed one shall be cut off and shall have nothing. And the troops of the prince who is to come shall destroy the city and the sanctuary. Its end shall come with a flood, and to the end there shall be a war. Desolations are decreed. He shall make a strong covenant with many for 1 week, and for half of the week he shall make sacrifice and offering to cease, and in their place shall be an abomination that desolates, until the decree end is poured out upon the desolator. Revelation 17, and they will make her desolate and naked. I don't see how we don't see how it goes. It don't go together. Now, let's go to Revelation 18:24. This is what it says about Babylon, this mystery Babylon that they say this America. It says, and in you was found the blood of prophets and of saints and of all who have been slaughtered upon earth. In you, and they tell you that's America, ain't no prophets in America. Prophets and of saints and all who've been slaughtered upon the earth. And that word earth right there is supposed to be the land. That's supposed to be talking about the land of Canaan. But once you go to Luke 13, verse number, let's see here. Is it 13? Let's see here. Is it 13? No, it ain't 13 and 13. Let's see here. What did Christ say? There should not be a prophet that dies outside of Jerusalem. And y'all can look up the verse. Let's see here. I thought it was 13 and 13. It's not 13 and 13 though. But if I can't find it, let me see if it's 12 and 13. Nope. I can't believe I can't find it. Well, if it's not, well, let me give you another one then. Well, and you can actually Google this. Christ said a prophet cannot die outside of Jerusalem. But I can also give you Matthew 23. So Matthew 23, verse number 34 through 37. It says, therefore, I send to you prophets, sages, and scribes, some of whom you will kill and crucify, some who you will flog in your synagogues and persecute from town to town, so that upon you may come all the righteous bloodshed on earth. So all that righteous blood that has ever been shed upon the land, it was going to come upon them. From the blood of righteous Abel to the blood of Zechariah, son of Berechiah, who you murdered between the sanctuary and the altar. That's the temple being brought up again. Truly, I tell you, all this will come upon this generation. Jerusalem, Jerusalem, the city that kills the prophets and stone those who are sent to it. Let's go back to Revelation. Sorry about that, y'all. Let's go back to Revelation. Let's go back to Revelation now. All right, so Christ said, Jerusalem, Jerusalem, that kills the prophets. Revelation 18 says, and in you was found the blood of prophets. Let's go back to Matthew 23. Jerusalem, Jerusalem, that kills the prophets and stone them that are sent to it. Revelation 18, 24. And in you was found the blood of prophets and of saints. Let me read it again. Matthew 23, 37. Jerusalem, Jerusalem. In fact, let me read the whole thing. Jerusalem, Jerusalem, that kills the prophets and stone those who are sent to it. How often have I desired to gather your children together as a hen gathers her brood under her wings, and you were not willing. See, your house is left to you desolate. See, your house is left to you desolate. Jerusalem, Jerusalem, that kills the prophets. And Revelation 18:24. And in you was found the blood of prophets and of saints and of all who have been slaughtered on the earth. All right. So now let's get ready to end this now. Revelation 19. So I done showed you in Daniel 9, Daniel 12, Revelation 17, Revelation 18. Now let's show you in Revelation 19. Revelation 19. It says, after this, I heard what seemed to be the loud voice of a great multitude in heaven saying, salvation and glory and power to our God, for his judgments are true and just. He has judged the great whore who corrupted the earth with her fornication, and he has avenged on her the blood of his servants. Let me say it again. And he has avenged on her the blood of his servants. What did he, who was the her? Mystery Babylon. What did he do to Mystery Babylon? He avenged on her the blood of his servants. He avenged, why I keep saying he avenged on her? Why am I keep saying that? Once you go to Deuteronomy, let's go to Deuteronomy. Let's go to Deuteronomy. I'm going to read 31. Let me read verses 18 and 19. On this day, I will surely hide my face on the account of all the evil they have done by turning to other gods. Verse 19. Now, therefore, write this song and teach it to the Israelites. Teach it to the Israelites. Teach it to the Israelites. Put it in their mouths. Put it in their mouths in order that this song may be witness for me against the Israelites, not against the Romans, not against the Americans, against the Chinese people, against anybody outside of Israel, against the Israelites. So now let's read some of the song. Deuteronomy 32 verse 43. Praise, O heavens, his people. Worship him, all you gods, for he will avenge the blood of his children and take vengeance on his adversaries. He will repay those who hate him and cleanse the land for his people. Cleanse the land for his people. Sorry, y'all, my allergies. How did the land get cleansed inside of Noah's days? It went through a baptism. It went through a flood. The wicked people was taken away. The righteous people remained. Now, what's going to happen according to Daniel, a flood was going to come and via a war, and some people was going to get destroyed and some people was not going to get destroyed as you keep reading Daniel. So Deuteronomy 32, what's happening in Deuteronomy 32? He's cleansing the land for his people. The land of what? The land of Canaan. So now, let me read this Revelation one more time so you can see the correlation. Because according to Deuteronomy 31, let me read it again, verse 19. Now therefore write this song and teach it to the Israelites. Put it in their mouths, in order that this song may be a witness for me against the Israelites. So now, let me read Revelation 19 again. It says this. After this, I heard what seemed to be a loud voice of a great multitude in heaven saying, salvation and glory and power to our God. Pause. Deuteronomy 32. Deuteronomy 32:43. Praise, O heavens, his people, worship him, all you gods. Revelation 19 again. I heard what seemed to be a loud voice of a great multitude in heaven saying, hallelujah, salvation and glory and power to our God, for his judgments are true and just. He has judged the great whore who corrupted the earth with her fornication. Deuteronomy 32, verse 43. Praise, O heavens, his people, worship him, all you gods, for he will avenge the blood of his children and take vengeance on his adversaries. He will repay those who hate him and cleanse the land for his people. Revelation 19 and 2. Salvation and glory and power to our God, for his judgments are true and just. He has judged the great whore who corrupted the earth with her fornication and has avenged on her the blood of his servants. He has avenged on her. Who is the her? The great mystery Babylon. He has, let me read it again. I'm about done. And sorry about my allergies, but I'm working through it. Revelation 19, verse 2. And he has avenged on her the blood of his servants. Matthew 23, 5 through 37. So that upon you may come all the righteous blood shed on earth, from the blood of righteous Abel to the blood of Zechariah, son of Berechiah, who you murdered between the sanctuary and altar. Truly I tell you, this will come upon this generation. Jerusalem, Jerusalem, that kills the prophets. I don't see how we can get America out of that. I don't see how we get anybody except the generation that Christ lived in, first century Jerusalem, and that's when the temple and the sanctuary was literally destroyed. Let me say it again. First century Jerusalem is when the temple and the sanctuary was literally destroyed. According to Revelation, Mystery Babylon had the blood of the saints and the prophets in her. According to Christ, Jerusalem had the blood of the saints and the prophets in her. According to Daniel, the time of the end was going to be around the destruction of Jerusalem, dealing with the abomination that makes desolate set up, and the end of the war when all things will be ended. And according to Christ, and then I'll finish this, my bad. According to Christ, that same war in Jerusalem, because Daniel said it first. Daniel said that war That's when the end was going to be, when that war would come. That war that makes everything desolate. So when Christ come on the scene, in Luke 21, look at what Christ says. Verse number 20, sorry. When you see Jerusalem surrounded by armies, then know that its desolation, that's the desolate again, has come near. Then those in Judea must flee to the mountains, and those inside the city must leave it. That sounds like a flood. That seems like the righteous people was going to go this way, and the wicked people was going to get carried away by the flood. And those out of the country must not enter into it. For these are the days of vengeance, as a fulfillment of all that is written. So even Christ said when Jerusalem was going to be destroyed, that was the fulfillment of all prophecies, and there was going to be no more prophecies afterwards. So Mystery Babylon has no choice, according to the Bible, but to be first century Jerusalem. It ain't no Rome. It ain't no America. It ain't no China. It ain't no Russia. It ain't got nothing to do with Putin. It ain't got nothing to do with North Korea. It ain't got nothing to do with South Korea. It ain't got nothing to do with cell phones. It don't got nothing to do with walkie-talkies. It don't got nothing to do with Walkmans, EBT cards, chips. It don't got nothing to do with haircuts. It don't got nothing to do with swimming in water. It don't got nothing to do with COVID. It don't got nothing to do with vaccinations. It ain't got nothing to do with none of that. All of that was first century Jerusalem being destroyed. Thank you all for listening. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, Garden Ministries, AOSD, Chandler, RPK, that's Resurrection, Prophecy, and Kingdom, SF Wisdom, All Things Fulfilled. All those are YouTube channels you can subscribe to. I have the links all on my page also, but we're bringing out the truth. I'm sorry if you have been deceived. I'm sorry if you feel like the Bible cannot be a great tool of learning how the Lord works if you're not included. I'm sorry if you feel like the Most High thought that me and you were so special that he had to include us in his plan. No. So, we get the benefits of living in this new covenant, but all of the ridiculousness gotta go. Thank y'all for listening in and staying shalom.